All right, welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. All right, going to the community page. People want to know, will non-Americans be bringing charges against Trump and Elon Musk? Whether it's NATO, The Hague, Jack Smith, representing The Hague, he's obviously an American. They want to know if justice isn't going to come from within the United States. Will justice be coming from outside the United States? It's an interesting question. And got a lot of thumbs up. So let's just dive right in, shall we? And see what is the energy of in the international scene towards Trump's presidency, the election that got him there, and what appears to be really obvious tampering involving the Republicans and Elon Musk. And this is under the international gaze of him trying to tamper with elections in the UK, in Germany, and other countries. So there's a lot of stuff going on here, a lot of moving parts. Let's just dive right in, shall we? Energy around ex-US judicial looking into elections involving Trump and Elon Musk. This is kind of my Elon Musk card here. I think they're looking more at Elon Musk than Donald Trump. Foundation of the reading, Nine of Cups. Now, I've often used this like John Roberts with the Supreme Court behind him, a lawyer with the jury, but I think this is Elon Musk and all the different pies that he has his fingers in here as he tries to basically become the ruler of Earth before he tries to, annex Mars. Elon Musk, and I think they're looking into his actions. His current actions and his planned actions. Underneath it all is the Queen of Swords. I think what they're seeing is that it's real obvious to them that Elon Musk he's being a no-good-nick for all you Rocky and Bullwinkle fans out there. But are they going to actually do anything about it? In the past, you got the Page of Pentacles. Elon Musk was not a big player in the political scene, He trolled a lot of people on Twitter. But he got involved in Donald Trump's campaign and donated a bunch of money and put a bunch of time. And Donald Trump even says he helped him win Pennsylvania because he knows more about those tabulating computers than anybody else. Now, Elon wants to bring the Elon show overseas. Why just rule the United States when you can rule the world? He's emboldened by the victory in the U.S. He's got a plan for impacting to continue basically this momentum, and he's going to be dumping money into it. They're not blind. They're not blind to what Elon is doing. They see what he's doing, and it involves money. I want to also point out, have you ever seen world leaders act so sassy to a U.S. president before? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it involves Trump, obviously, but world leaders pushing back on Trump's rhetoric. I'm going to take over the Panama Canal. And then people in Panama are like, well, then I will die defending the Panama Canal. Mexico, you're going to change to the Gulf of America and do stuff. So it's like, we're going to call you North Mexico instead of the United States. And, Justin Trudeau tried to play nice, but when he finally resigned, he said, "No, Canada is not going to be your 51st state." And then the conservatives like Doug Ford, they just took it a step further and said Trump's an idiot. And then you've got now the Green Party candidate. See if I can pull out her name here. Forgetting her name. She took it a step further and just mocked him, saying instead of you taking Canada, how about we take California, Oregon, and Washington and make it Cascadia and make it our 11th province. Just in their face. And then I believe it was NATO. It was an Irish an Irish minister was, talking about the bullies and, not bending down to the bullies, and they were talking about Trump specifically. So, or even the head of Denmark telling Trump that Greenland's not for sale, and then getting vulgar, telling him to basically F off, and not saying F, using the full proper phrase of it. Just this outright disgust, and they treat him like garbage. And they don't even hide their emotions. They just absolutely brutalize this guy. Which they didn't do back in 2017 through 2020. They tried to play nice and, deal with it. Now they don't even pretend. The sarcasm, the snide comments, they're not hidden. They're put out there for everybody to see. Just impudent. You would almost say, oh God, I'm in the channeling mind, so now the words aren't coming to me. Insubordinate, but they're free and sovereign countries. They're not insubordinate to the U.S. But if you think of it as insubordination, that's exactly the vibe for it. The U.S. is supposed to be a world power, like the leading world power, and we've put ourselves there. And now these folks are just being completely insubordinate because they know he's not a leader. And he really doesn't have the backing of the country behind him. He may control the military, but guess what? The EU in itself would be quite formidable. So let's take a look at... we've looked at how the world is looking at Trump or Elon Musk in this case. It was Trump and Musk, but they're looking at Musk. Will they actually do something about this? Sorry for the diatribe in there. They're looking at taking action. They absolutely are looking at. Now, this would be my Merrick Garland card, but now take this and put it on a bigger world stage, world court type stage here. Oh, yeah, they are looking at it. They are absolutely looking at it. And thank you again, Libby, for calling this Homeland Security. This is now world security. Their elections are dear to them, but their world economy. This is basically, they're not going to sit there and let Musk plunder their country, put their security at risk. They will take action. They will use the law. One Irish minister was talking about the laws in Ireland, and that's what I think that was the other thing. They were basically telling Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos and stuff like we're a land of laws. If you don't like it, you can take your toxic masculinity and go home. You don't have to have a market here. So they're not playing. They are not playing with this guy. And they will use, Musk has money, so do they. And they've got more money than Musk does. They've been working on this in the dark. It's a secret. They've got secrets on things that they've been working on. Maybe they've unraveled the secret of the Russian tale with election interference. But I also think this is the rise of the EU as a world power to rival that of the United States. They've taken a back seat to the U.S. for basically since post-World War II. U.S. has put themselves as the world's police officer since World War II. And we'd be much better off being the world's paramedic, than being the world's police officer. In some ways, Trump, again, we can... a blind squirrel occasionally finds a nut. A broken clock's twice a day is right twice a day. Trump trying to force NATO to pay their 2% and threatening to withdraw caused a lot of alarm in NATO. And Biden in there kind of assuaged things and he rebuilt relationships, but he might have also warned him what was coming. And I think NATO, and especially the European partners in NATO, they're starting to stand up for themselves a lot more. They're not being subordinate to the United States. And a strong EU is going to be good. We don't want to be the strongest country all the time. Need some competition. And why should we be the strongest country, in telling the EU what to do? It shouldn't be happening that way. Overarching energy is the Five of Coins. They don't want to lose their elections. They don't want to lose their sovereignty to somebody like Elon. They're keeping things, despite the insubordination they're showing Trump, they are keeping things on the down low. This may be revealed soon, but they've got secrets and they're keeping it on the down low, but it involves justice. Outcome is the Three of Cups. It may not be a single country that drives this forward. This might be multiple countries, although for whatever reason I see this and I sort of think of France, England, Germany. If you want to put three in there right off the top. Are they working on something? It sure feels like it. I'm not trying to get my hopes up too high with that. I know very little about the World Court, but the way the European leaders are positioning themselves and the words that they're using and the attitude that they're projecting towards American leadership in Elon Musk and basically American oligarchs is unmistakable in its insubordination. We are not subordinate to you. It's kind of like watching a teenager come of age. And it's so stupid to say that because these are countries that have been around way longer than the United States. But it's almost like they're pushing back on this mythology of American exceptionalism. It's like, we've put up with your propaganda and your bullshit for so long, we're now calling you out on it. And I don't think the U.S. is going to have much of a response with this current administration. All they can do is bluster. Okay, four-carder on what's next with European, with like the world courts or European legal matters as it involves Trump, Musk, and others. Four-carder. Queen of Pentacles again. Homeland Security, taking care of their own. Overseas, they're launching missiles. Overseas, there's that celebration again. Magician. They're putting out the warning on this one, do not mess with our elections. They're putting it out there. I think they've got the ability to do stuff. Now, again, if they put an arrest warrant out for Elon Musk, is he really going to be arrested? The U.S. isn't going to extradite him or anything along those lines. But you know what? Guess who's not going to be able to get to travel wherever they want? Hope he enjoys Texas because he ain't leaving the United States. And, if you leave the United States, guess what? We'll be waiting for you with an arrest warrant. Now, Putin managed to get away with it going to South Africa for some BRICS conference. But South Africa was under an obligation to arrest him if he set foot in there because he's wanted by the world courts or the world police. Elon Musk can find himself very much in that same boat. Now, Trump, he's the president of the United States. They are not going to hold him to the same laws. For the countries that they don't let felons in, you know what? They're going to let the president of the United States in. Be real. Really wealthy people like Elon sometimes can get in too, unless the government really doesn't want him in there, in which case they can say no. They can treat him like anybody else. The President of the United States, that's a little bit different international relationships on all that. With really wealthy people like Elon, often they make exceptions, but they may not make them this time. Again, not that Elon's a big world traveler or anything along those lines. He'd probably be quite happy spending the rest of his life in Texas. I couldn't think of a more fitting reward for him than that. But that's just me. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. This reading is for entertainment purpose only, but I hope you found it insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.